Red Wolves Nation, it's Butch Jones, and we're really excited to welcome you to Red Wolf Saturdays.
Really excited to be here today. We got Coach Butch Jones of the Arkansas State Red Wolves football team, and one of our explosive receivers, Chauncey Cobb, is here today. Coach Jones, you guys ended on a high note last fall. Tell us about your expectations going into this season right now in the winter and spring conditioning after that huge Xbox Bowl game win.
Well, obviously the Xbox Bowl win was big, for our players, our seniors, our newcomers. It really, experienced a lot. We talk about football's life just sped up a lot faster. And you look at last year starting 1-4 and then going 6-2. And only program in the country to be able to do that. You look at the new age of the transfer portal and everything that goes with your connection. And so to be able to get our second consecutive bowl victory, we're only one of 15 programs in America that have won back-to-back bowl wins. So that's how hard it is to win. So I think there's a lot of momentum there and an expectation, about winning. We're now winning. And it's been a process. It's been a journey, but 3 straight bowl games in a row, 2 straight bowl victories, and there's an expectation now. We always talk about playing to a standard, and Chauncey Cobb is one of those individuals that I think really illustrates our football program. 3rd year in the program, had his opportunity this year and stepped up and was an all-conference football player for us. And then he continues to grow and elevate his game. He's one of the leaders now of our football program. It's really interesting just we talk about the composure and resiliency in our program and just how far he's come. And he's just beginning his journey really of being a great football player. So it's kind of exciting to see him kind of take some reins over in leadership. And I think that's, when you look at it, every team is different. This is Team 112. We've been playing football here at Arkansas State for 111 years. This will be 112th football season. So every team is different. And it's exciting because, it's new opportunities. There's new leadership opportunities, new playmaking leadership opportunities. There's so much that, goes into the identity and personality of each different football team.
Wow, I really like what you said there, Coach. You complimented Chauncey on kind of how he's elevated his experience here, both athletically and from a character perspective. Chauncey, what is the program doing that's helped you reach that level?
I can say the program, not just only the coaches, but also the players, just all of us coming together and building that brotherhood with each other, and not just we try to be a player-led team and not just a coach-led team.
Oh, I really like that. That's a buzzword in the coaching community, player-led. You're taught coach-fed, player-led. Coach Jones, what are you doing from a coach-fed perspective to help them be player-led student athletes for you?
Well, I think it's giving them a platform to be who they are. And I think it's also recruiting character individuals in your football program, kind of like-mindedness, but it's my job to facilitate that. And then the teaching. I love spring football right now. This is where your team is really building their identity, their personality, their leadership. So we do, every Wednesdays we call it our 4th and 1 program. It's really a year curriculum. We're one of very few schools in the country that have a year-round curriculum and personal choices and decisions and personal branding, leadership skills that Chauncey just spoke about. So again, you're developing your team and your skill set. But for me, it's a platform. We want people to be who they are, the ability to express themselves, but also do it in a team concept, a team discipline. And you still win with details and discipline. But the great thing is, the expectations, the culture is in place, but you have to fight and demand your culture every single day. And that's what I think it gets back to what Chauncey said about being a player-led football team, is they really enforce the culture every single day. I lay the plans out, but they have to buy into it. They have to set it. And I think at a very early stage, you could see the pride that our older players had in teaching our newcomers, whether they are freshmen or transfers into our program, the pride that they had of being able to really teach the newcomers what Arkansas State football is all about. And we're different than any place in America. And we talk about a connection, a brotherhood that Chauncey just spoke about. Yes. And I think our connection is unheard of. And again, I'm going to go back. We start 1-4. We finish as bowl champions, 2 plays away from being conference champions. 2 games that we lost on the final play of the game, or we're division champions. And I think that's how fragile winning is. But our team stuck together. They had that connection. They had that belief. And we kept believing. And at the end of the day, we became bowl champions. And so there's a lot to build upon.
Man, that's pretty powerful. 1-4 to 6-2. Coach, you keep using the word connection. Chauncey, you said connection too. What is Coach doing to help the program be connected? And then, Coach, if you can kind of talk about and lead us through like what your culture and DNA looks like.
Sure.
I can say what Coach is doing to help us with our connection is like putting us through hard situations. So like letting us like build a platform that's like, I got his back, he got my back. There's just like the word brotherhood I said earlier. So just like letting my teammates know that like I'm not just for them inside the building, but also got them outside the building.
How cool is it to have a coach that is letting you, especially during this transfer portal era, let you be yourself? What does that mean to a player?
To a player, I can say like it actually means a lot, because we feel like we know Coach Jones, he always preaches about like he got us, but at the same time we gotta admit to him that we got him also. So it's just like trusting him and like let him build a platform, and us just like leading each other, going around and doing it.
Coach, can you touch on what that team DNA looks like?
Well, before we get to the team DNA, we also talk about ownership. And right now within our 4th and 1 program, we're really dissecting renter versus owner. And, when you own the team and how you invest in the team, but you really find out about your ownership really when adverse situations, when something comes. And that's kind of what Chauncey just spoke about. Every day is not going to go according to plan, but the composure that you have, the resiliency that it takes. So we really have 4 components to our DNA. That's really big for us, and it serves us individually and collectively as a football team. And it's something that you're going to need your entire life to be successful. And it starts with toughness. And how do we define toughness? And we talk about mental, physical, and emotional toughness. That's really what toughness is. It's measured in those 3 areas. And then the connection, the connectivity. How well do you get along? How do you embrace each other? How do you invest in each other? And that's probably the biggest challenge in the portal era, but that's also the reason why we're different. When you walk in a building, you can feel it, you can see it, you can smell it, you can feel the culture. And our players are very well connected. And then I just spoke about the other 2 items is the resiliency that goes with overcoming adversity, and the resiliency that it takes to compete, play in and play out, day in and day out as well. And then also with that is the composure. When things don't go your way, how do you handle yourselves? And I think that also gets back to that emotional toughness as well. And really that DNA, those 4 components, we've also talked about though juice and energy.
Yeah.
And, that really defines who we are is, you got to have a passion for what you do every day. Yeah. You got to have juice. You have to have energy. And Chauncey's one of those individuals that brings juice and energy every day, that consistency and performance that we speak about on a daily basis as well. But, we want individuals who love football, love being around, love being part of a team, and love to be coached. And right now, Team 112 is really showing all the characteristics that we're looking for.
Coach, you like blew my mind there, because like the juice and the energy part is so important now more than ever. And then you spoke about resiliency and composure. When you win, in football now, people may leave, coaches may leave, and you've been able to weather the storm. How have you been successful in weathering that storm and then being able to go and seek and find athletes like Chauncey?
Well, it's all about stability. And I think, consistency, we talk about consistency and performance in everything that we do, and then sustain success. We've been able now to sustain our success and build upon our success. So I think people understand now what comes with the brand of Arkansas State football, the winning, the connection, the culture. I think also the development piece is big. We're in it for development. The definition of coaching is creating change. So, how are you a better individual because you are part of our football program? And I think you're seeing that with individuals leaving our program with a degree and being successful, in their next profession. But the other thing now is we're starting to build a platform or a pathway to the National Football League. And I think that was really monumental last year that we had 4 individuals make NFL organizations. One individual, Mekhi Butler, was a participant in the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. So when you really look at now, we're producing NFL talent, and it's really a personal brand. And they understand now, if you get a player from Arkansas State, they're going to be early to meetings. They're going to know how to sit in a meeting room. They're going to be able to take great notes. They're going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to understand football from a football intelligence standpoint, and then they're going to play with great effort, and then the juice that we just spoke about. So I think it's a brand that's really now been proven at 4 different spots. So it's not like, we've just done it one place or 2 places. This is now the 4th spot that we've been able to do it. And I think it's a body of work that's proven its course over time in all 4 places.
Oh, man. This is a perfect way to kind of like end it here for you, Coach. So, and Chauncey, I want your input on this too as a 3rd year in the program. So, Coach has talked about like the success and where it's headed right now. Coach, you've been successful at all of your stops. Can you tell us how you see that transcending right now at Arkansas State as you've just had 2 back-to-back bowl wins?
Yeah, well, it is. It's transcending, and it's a momentum. It's a belief. It's a culture. It's in place. And you can never take it for granted. But, we have great people, and we always talk about people make a place. We have a great support staff. We have great coaches, and we work for our players. It's personal growth and development and everything that they can do, not only on the field, but off the field. It's in the community. It's academics. It's providing them a platform with our donors, internships. So I think when you really look at it, it's all about the program, and it's all encompassing in everything that we do. And you have to have a group of people that are in it for the players. And that's why we do what we do. But, we've built now a national reputation. I think the other thing is when you talk about momentum of the program, we had the most nationally televised games of any team in the country from a group of 6 and top 10 in the country of all footballs. When you look at playing on the ESPN platform with this year, whether it was ESPN, ESPN2, or ESPNU, we've had that great opportunity now to really showcase our brand, and we'll be able to do that entering next season as well. But, you have to take advantage of those moments for your football program. Those are growth opportunities, and we've been able to take advantage of it. And then we're in a great community. They're very, very supportive, great fan base, and a tremendous administration, and we're all on the same page. And I think it really goes through all of our athletics department in terms of all of our sports as well. We're doing exceptionally well. And, Chauncey will tell you all of our student athletes are very close. They're bonded with the juice and the energy and the expectations of winning. And I think it shows.
Chauncey, how can you add to that?
I can say, just like Coach Jones just said, all of our student athletes, we are connected. Like, just the other day, I had one of our teammates come to the house and take a nap. Like, we didn't even do nothing exciting. He just came over because he didn't feel like being home. He took a nap on my couch. We just kicked it there. So I can just say, they know, we got each other, just not with football, but even off the field. If we're in the same class, one of them come to us bro, can you help me on this assignment? If I already did it, yes, I got you. We finna do this, sit down and do it together. So it's just not only football when we got each other. We got each other do it with life, with each other, family. Because what he might going through, I might be going through the same thing. So I probably can guide him in the same problem.
Okay. Well, I think it's going to be a really exciting 2026 fall for you, Coach. Just hearing about the resiliency and the composure and all the juice and energy that has the program soaring right now. We have the spring game in a couple of weeks. How can you touch on that real quick before we bring on our next guest?
Well, we're excited about our spring game. It's April 25th. And it's a great opportunity for our fans to come out and really support this football team, Team 112, but also see all the new faces. And I think change is good. Again, you're trying to elevate your play. I think we've been able to do that from a coaching staff perspective, but also from a player standpoint. But it's our community coming together, and it's a great weekend. You can come watch our spring game at 1:00 and then turn around and go watch our baseball team. They're in the midst of having one of the best seasons we've had around here in a long time. Coach Silva's done an amazing job of really revitalizing that baseball program. So it's really a great weekend. We'll have all of our parents here. It's Parents Weekend for our players. So it's something that we look forward to.
We hear you're quite the baseball fan, Coach.
I do. I love baseball. Kind of, there's nothing like going to a ballpark and seeing the green, whether it's the turf here or grass, and just being able to watch baseball. And I think it's one of the most difficult sports in terms of hitting a baseball. So I have a lot of respect for that game. And it's kind of therapy for me to watch a great baseball game.
Love that. Love that. Well, Coach Jones, thank you for getting on the podcast today. And Chauncey, thanks for joining us. And we can't wait to the next episode where we'll have Coach Jones back with another special guest.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you.